Cool.
I'm guessing you do some kind of intro.
We do a little intro. We're kind of already doing an intro right now.
Okay, well,
which you're just completely unaware of. That's
I mean,
reality TV for you. This is just reality TV now.
It is. There's reality TV. They do have some scripting, but they won't acknowledge it. Except there's sometimes when they'll be talking to the camera, they'll be like, "Hey, breaking the fourth wall here."
Cool, and I'll introduce. So welcome to Yelling at Concrete podcast. Hello, Nathan.
Hello.
Nathan his name's Nathan Hall. This is hard bit because usually I give people like a title.
Yeah.
Like they're an illustrator.
Yeah.
Or, they're a writer or an editor.
But I don't actually do anything constructive outside of...
I did think like a meme salesman.
I mean, meme salesman works for me.
Meme extraordinaire.
Meme connoisseur.
Meme connoisseur. I like that.
That's a little fancy.
Happy with that one?
I'm happy with that.
Okay,
yeah.
So this is Nathan Hall, who is a meme connoisseur.
Thank you.
It's
a formal title.
Formal title.
It's a niche market for some, but...
It is. I imagine the range is a lot like wine.
Yeah,
it goes from terrible to fine.
Yeah,
pure memes.
But I can, sometimes memes are the opposite of that. Sometimes they're not. Sometimes an old meme ages quite finely.
Yeah.
It just goes through the years and trucks on through, and it's still as good as ever.
That's a good way to look at it. I mean, yeah. I wouldn't agree, but...
well, I mean...
I think, in a way, I don't know, I think memes deteriorate over time.
I mean, if you look at old memes now, they probably wouldn't hold up, to be honest. Like, you get something like Bad Luck Brian and stuff. When memes first came around...
I mean, Bad Luck Brian still goes strong, though.
It does. But the point is, like, the memes from that kind of era, when they first came around, they were simple things. It was a template picture of someone that went viral, and then they threw, like, an amusing caption on it. Now it's a case of anything that's mildly amusing is pretty much a meme if it goes viral.
Yeah, which is kind of disturbing. But we can work around that. That's fine. So I'll start with the same question I ask everyone, Nathan, which is how long have we known each other?
Gonna go with 5 months.
5 months.
Count on you to do the exact maths there.
I'm thinking 5 months.
5 months.
It's either 5 or 6.
It's probably coming up on 6.
I mean, we're in August, so that's 8 from the start of the year.
It would have started in March.
You started in March. Okay. Yeah, so you're looking at like 5 months.
Okay.
Looking at 5 months. So,
the nail on the head in one.
It's just one of those, again, I always say, it's the interesting point of seeing how people interact over different time periods of knowing them.
Yeah.
Because some people I've known for like a week.
Okay.
And then other people I've known for like 8 years.
Well,
so it's you're in between at the moment.
Okay, I'm middle ground.
I mean, I see you every day.
You don't just go pulling random strangers off the street, do you?
Well, maybe. I mean, that is part of my dating spiel.
Oh, okay. So you you just hang around front gate.
I'm just on OkCupid, just like, want to join my podcast? Which is shockingly partially real life based. But I've met a few people through dating and be like, do you want to join my podcast? But that's just because you meet interesting people.
Okay.
So, I mean, yours was just a willingness to participate, which is why.
Mine was. I think when you say interesting people, you think me
I
straight
think you're
away.
Interesting.
I think I'm interesting.
You're confusing to me. I mean, for the people at home, there's an obvious age difference.
Yeah.
Between us.
Yeah.
I mean, there's almost 10 years between us.
Okay. Yeah.
Which is a while.
Best to clarify, it's not. He's not bringing children around the house.
No.
No.
And it's also best to clarify that I'm the eldest.
Yeah. I'm not.
I'm just not horribly haggard for 19. And you apparently discovered the fondant of youth.
Yeah, that's. I don't actually know where I lost it, but somewhere along the line it just became less youthful. Apart from an appearance, apparently everyone still sees me as quite young.
You do look quite young. I mean, I know my beard adds 10 years.
Yeah.
So
mine doesn't. I'm shaven here.
But yeah, I think maybe that's what it is. You do look quite young, and that intimidates people, especially people my age.
I think it's a complete mismatch. Like, people will probably look at the face and think, "Oh, he's quite young," and then if they just heard the voice, they'd probably think he's not.
The voice
actually
would
that
throw
young.
them off, yeah.
and then they'd probably see the height and think, I'm sure I've seen this guy in a documentary. Like, gigantism. My son's only 12, but he's aging.
I was really worrying where you were going with that. Seeing on this documentary, how to make a killer.
No, it's not like making a murderer. I wasn't. No. But
just incriminating yourself right now.
Early on, I like to start with the criminal portrayal of myself.
Yes, which actually brings us nicely around to the topic, which you wanted to discuss.
It does.
Which is television.
Television. I'm a big fan of television.
I mean, I don't have a TV license.
No, I noticed when I came.
I have a TV.
You have a TV? I didn't actually see the TV, but
I have a TV, but I don't have a TV license, so I don't watch terrestrial TV.
No, but you're aware of...
I'm aware of it.
Yeah, right, enough. Like I
haven't got since 27 and not been aware of TV. I mean, I use Netflix.
I think TV is broad enough to say, like, shows you can stream as well.
Okay.
Just shows in general.
But
yeah, that kind of thing. Like, with TV, I've watched, like, a nice range of stuff, I'd say. I'm a fairly big fan of your average British soaps. I like Coronation Street. I like Emmerdale. But don't really get time to watch those anymore. But I enjoy, like I've said it before, reality TV a lot.
Mm.
And one of the ones I do watch, I watch Alaskan Bush People.
Alaskan Bush People?
Yeah.
It sounds like a porno, but...
I mean, I guess you could view it. If you see some clips...
Would I think it was a porno if I saw something?
Maybe. Maybe one of those weird ones, because there's bears in there as well.
Well, I do like bears. Maybe I should be watching this.
Maybe it is your kind of show, after all. If they did a certain edit of it, maybe it'd be your kind of deal.
Yelling at concrete does not endorse bestiality in any way.
Glad you clarified.
Just to throw that in there.
But, I think I tuned in probably about season 2. Mm-hmm. So I missed some early stuff, but something like season 6 now. And the thing is, it's one of those where I've got hooked on it because it's kind of so good or so bad it's good.
Right.
Like, that's what I mean. Is a case of, you watch it, and the way it's all done, everything, like, because they acknowledge that the Discovery, like, TV film crew is there, recording them, and everything, and they acknowledge that what's going on is meant to be all their real life about building up in Alaska, on their own island, building their own home. But the thing is, like, you look at bits of it, and you're like, they're either the world's unluckiest family, or some of this has to be scripted. Because, I'm telling you, like, first thing that happened, they moved to one island, started building a house, everyone pitched in, helped them out, get the house built, because winter was coming.
It's
not Game of Thrones.
Okay.
Game of Thrones might have got the idea from Alaskan Bush People, actually.
That'd be interesting. As like a random pop culture point.
Yeah.
If our mountain was sat watching Alaskan Bush People, it's like, that's a great phrase.
He's stolen all his ideas from this show. But
so essentially what you're saying there is if you watch Alaskan Bush People, you're seeing what happens after Game of Thrones.
Well, yeah, I mean, yeah. I think that's a good way. So any Game of Thrones fans looking to get the fix, Alaskan Bush People, that's where it's at.
But trying to avoid spoilers, do not watch Alaskan Bush People.
So, yeah,
if you're a season or two ahead.
But what they build up their house
right.
on the first island. Winter's hit, it's snowing, and then next thing you know, the local townspeople come out, help them get it finished, and it's like, oh, this is about Alaskan spirit, the last people trying to survive off the land. And then, like, the episode ends when it cuts to black and you hear a gunshot. And, like, moves on, and it's like, the next events take place in real time, and next few episodes unfold, and next thing you know, someone wants them off the land because they brought this TV crew in, ruining the... So they're like, okay, well, we just built a house, but someone's shooting at us, so let's leave. So they leave, find another island, decide to start again. On the way there, boat sinks, got a call for help. Finally get to the other island again. Somehow, it's gone winter to winter between the islands here. So winter's coming again, fast approaching.
Winter's delayed on the island.
It just waits for
How far apart are these islands?
I've no idea, but they get there, they build another house. A lot of struggles on the way there. More snow. And then instead of, because no one else is on this island, no people. The last one was a small town. This one they've got to commute to other areas to get to. So this one's just like the most dense bear population in the world on one island. So smart move there, I guess.
It does seem like they're not researching the places.
Yeah, well,
they're just like, you know what? It's Alaska. We can go anywhere, do anything. Nobody will care. Oh shit, there's bears.
That's the way it goes. Like, and the thing that got to give them some respect because they're like, we're moving here, but we respect it's their territory first. So we're never gonna shoot them on sight. Kind of. It's like if they come close, we'll fire a warning shot. So it's a last resort thing. Okay. So they have a lot of bear encounters. There's one time the bear takes out the window while they're away at a hospital on the mainland. Whatever, takes out the window, defecates inside. It's like it gets pretty messy. They get back, clean up, and it's like, well, that's clean the place up, get everything nice and tidy again. But this time, let's set up a bear alarm system. So, because there's like,
all I can picture is like bears getting sneakier and that was just like initial prank territory for bears. They were like, you know what, we could break the windows and then I'm gonna shit on their dinner table. I'm like, yeah, they put up a bear alarm. Oh damn.
The fun fact about Alaskan bush people is it's actually a spin-off of Yogi Bear.
It seems like a mix between Yogi Bear and Frat Party.
Yeah, Yogi just got real tired, brought in some college roommates. He's like, let's get crazy.
Playing Louie Louie on the radio. Doing a panty raid, which is bears on ladders.
So they get back, they clean that mess up.
Right.
And just to give some context, there's Billy Brown. He's the head of the family.
Okay.
He's married to Amy Brown, his wife, and they've got I'm gonna say 7 kids.
Right.
So they've got five boys, 2 girls, and
That's a lot of kids.
It is. So they're all got interest. Some of them are normal biblical names. They've named some Noah, Matt, and some of them ended up getting nicknames.
Right.
So one of them was always called Bam Bam.
Right.
I'm guessing that's
I'm hoping it's a Flintstone.
Yeah, if it's not a Flintstones reference, then Lord knows it's open to interpretation. One of them's nicknamed Bear.
Okay.
So he's always running around like a bear. Anyway, he's just climbing trees and he's a little bit feral.
Right.
So, but then there's one guy, Noah. He's I'd like to say normal. He's the old-time English gentleman kind of deal. So he's an inventor of the family. I'll give him credit. He's extremely sort of smart.
He's building an ark at this point.
He's not build. I wouldn't be surprised to see him build an ark. That will be the time. Not
that's
season finale, but that's a jump the shark moment. For
okay, so it's when they're like, oh no, we've got to move island again.
Yeah.
This island doesn't seem to be an island. It's just an ocean.
Let's just build an ark.
We'll build an ark. Yeah, we'll not build a house this time.
That's the way forward.
And then the bears will be in the ocean.
Sea
floating along. Teaming up with the sharks. There may not be sharks in Alaska.
I'm honestly no idea, but
I know there's I think there's whales in Alaska.
Whales and
there's
dolphins.
Whaling industry in there.
Yeah, there's a big fishing industry as well.
But not sharks.
I can't really. It seems odd that the US would have sharks sort of surrounding it in the surrounding sort of oceans, but when you get to Alaska, it just seems like sharks have been. Well, maybe the bears can swim. They're just
that's all sharks are really. It's just bears in costume.
But then they realised it was bear territory.
Yeah.
You know what? We're not going near that.
Maybe the bears were oh no, the bear attacks are getting too high. The statistics are getting too high, so people want to wipe us out. If we dress like sharks, then head down to Hawaii.
everything
gets blamed on the shark, and we'll be fine.
A lot of people blame sharks all the time for it. It's like, sharks dangerous, they're everywhere. It's like, well, you never hear anything about bears, do you?
Not anymore.
No.
They took care of that problem.
Yes.
Yes.
Maybe we need to do the same with sharks.
I mean, I find it funny that people find sharks, though, like, dangerous, because there's, like, one shark death a year.
Yeah.
Not even that, like...
No. I mean, I think...
And they are sharks.
Yeah. So, it's not like they're a common problem if you just go into... You see, like, not over here, anyway.
No, I mean, you do get sharks in the UK, occasionally, but it is one of those things of, like, I can't understand how people are like, oh, sharks are the most dangerous thing in the world. Because, like, there's one death per year. Yeah. Essentially, there's one death per year.
Yeah.
We have hundreds of programs which describe sharks as the ultimate killing machine.
Yeah, like, Discovery have a Shark Week thing.
You've got Shark Week, you've got Sharknadoes flying around.
Yeah.
There's one death per year.
I think they've really overhyped sharks.
They have.
And
I think vending machines kill more than this.
Honestly wouldn't be surprised.
I'd be happy for like a vending machine week.
So what? Just send the Discovery crew in, like,
it would be amazing.
We'll have a 24/7 live feed of this vending machine.
It'd be a vending machine in a hallway, and then they'd be cutting round it like all the time. Just some dramatic stings, just like.
And then when nothing actually happens, they got to throw in sound effects. Yeah. Just have someone like pull a string to bring the thing down, like. That's it. That's the vending machine.
There'd be recreations.
Yes.
There'd be someone who'd be like silhouetted with like some sort of wound, and they'd be like, "Oh, this vending machine back in '97 fell on me, and I was trapped there for hours."
Yeah.
Yeah. And the vending machine would be put down.
They'd be like, "Well, we're actually making a film, 127 hours about the guy that got his arm stuck."
Yeah. It's just some guy in a vending machine just holding on for dear life.
It's like, well, I got my arm stuck, but I'm not letting go of my Kit Kat. I paid 50 pence for this.
Nestle kills again.
Oh, man. I can see it.
I mean, the sad thing is, I mean, with my view on TV is that it's probably not too far from the truth. That you could have a TV program about vending machine death in a dramatic way.
There's there's a lot of channels out there, and then you can't use streaming services. Then you can't your YouTubes and everything. Someone out there has to have put together at some point something about the dangers of vending machines.
There's got to be. I mean, there's so much crap out there. That was one of the reasons I got rid of my TV license, because I had Virgin Media.
Yeah.
And I barely watched regular TV, like 1 through 5.
Yeah.
I didn't have Freeview, so that's why I had Virgin Media.
Yeah.
So I was watching BBC Three and stuff like that, and then BBC Three shut down. You don't need a TV license to watch iPlayer.
Yeah.
Which is how I was watching, like, Family Guy.
Okay.
And it was just kind of this thing of that there's literally nothing on which I'm interested in.
Yeah.
And everything I was watching on Netflix.
Yeah,
so
I can see what you like.
It kind of got to that point, whereas it's strange because I mean, you're watching habits. You have a very broad range of watching.
Yeah.
Whereas I'm super picky about TV. Films, I'll watch absolute shit.
Yeah.
I will go out and buy the worst thing in CEX for 50p because I have 50p to spend, and I will sit through and watch that. But with TV shows, I really got no time for crap.
And see, it's with me, like TV, because we've got like one of the top TV packages, and then you watch all these streaming things through various means, and it's like, I'll watch a lot of stuff. I don't mind watching repeats as well. A lot of people are not too big on that, but I'll watch the same episode of something like 5 times within that week. Like Friends and Only Fools and Horses, often they're two of the big ones that get repeated a lot.
I think it really depends with that. Because like with Friends, you can watch it again.
Yeah,
you used to have to because E4 showed it 24/7.
Yeah, and Comedy Central have it on all the time as well. So
I think it's situation based. You can be watching it kind of alone or just in the background.
Yeah,
it's the same with like cartoons.
Yeah, I think cartoons, like I like a lot of cartoons, and obviously a lot of them do get shown on the what's incorporated in the kids channel. I guess over here it's different to the US, because our Cartoon Networks on our boomerangs just usually show, even up to late night, only show like the kids stuff, new stuff. But over there, when it gets to late night, it moves over to like Adult Swim stuff.
We have a very strong watershed kind of barrier, and even if that overlaps, people get hundreds of, like, thousands of complaints.
Yeah,
things happen just before 9 o'clock. So I think they're very careful with cartoons.
Yeah, I think so. They've got, because I think a lot of people seem to love to complain about anything.
Oh, they do. Yeah. I mean, what was it? There was a show recently. It was Love Island.
Yeah.
Yeah.
What a show. One of the best.
Oh. I feel kind of sick of that. So you got Love Island, which obviously reality TV gone haywire.
Yeah.
Where they're basically just trying to give the indication of sex on TV, but without actually showing sex on TV.
They have shown it.
But they've shown it. But there was less complaints about sex
Yeah.
than there was about smoking.
Yeah,
on Love Island.
I noticed a lot of people did smoke on the show and complaints about that.
Apparently huge complaints, like comparative to what you would expect, because you think of Love Island, this is just going to get loads of like nudity complaints and sex complaints. Yeah. But no, people were really outraged about smoking, which is insane when I think of it, because it's like, from my youth, I was fairly regular people smoking on TV.
Yeah.
That was like a standardised thing.
Yeah, I think...
And it's real shown like a real change in the attitude to that kind of thing on TV.
Yeah, I think it's just small things now, like when you show people drinking alcohol or smoking, any substance really that people get outraged seeing someone else do it on TV. I mean, they're not forcing you. They're not coming out the screen and handing it to you. And
with that kind of thing, it's always the think of the children. You know, it's always very much aimed of like, oh well, if they see them doing it and they think that's normal, then the kids will think it's normal.
Yeah,
and I'm like, but they're on an island in the Bahamas being filmed. That's not normal.
Yeah,
reality TV is not reality.
Almost every show you see that kind of thing on, it's in a position where it's not a normal situation. It's so far removed from...
And it's an exaggeration. I mean, like you were saying with your bush people.
Yeah.
It reminds me so much of that Simpsons episode where they go stay in the old-timey house and they're on a reality show.
Yeah.
And then they start to acclimatise to it.
Yeah.
And then it gets boring, so the producers make it more exciting by adding drama to it.
Yeah.
And I remember there's a show, I think it's called Lizard Lick Towing.
Oh, yeah. Yeah, I've seen a couple of
So I watched a season of Lizard Lick Towing.
Yeah.
It's awful.
It is.
It's plain awful.
One of the worst of that.
Absolutely. And then in one of the finales, one of the guys gets shot.
Can't say I've seen that part myself.
Right?
But...
They go to some like biker bar and they're trying to repo some guy's bike.
Yeah.
And it all gets a bit heated, there's yelling. And then the camera kind of like gets put down because something's gone wrong. You hear a gunshot and there's some screaming and an ambulance turns up. And then it ends the season. And you're like, this is meant to be reality TV.
Yeah, it's like...
So it's like, you couldn't just put a thing at the end, just like, oh, this guy's fine.
Yeah, it's like, end on a cliffhanger.
Yeah, like no, we're going to inject drama into this by going, you know what, that guy you like on that reality TV show, he may have died.
And so you just give a quick Google on it and like, every news article is like, this guy isn't dead, but wait till season 2 to find out.
Yeah. What happened after this? Probably nothing. That's the thing.
Yeah, probably, shook hands, paid the bikers for being great actors, paid the sound effects guy for the gunshot. And
it's the insanity of, like, I think that's a real risk with, like, what is called reality TV now.
Yeah.
Because reality TV, when it started, was literally people in a house.
Yeah.
Like, there was editing to make it a little bit more dramatic, but in terms of like the actual setup, it was people in a house, social experiment.
Yeah.
What happens when you film these folks?
Yeah.
It was game shows, people competing for a prize like Survivor and stuff like that.
It's
and then
simple stuff.
It's moved so far away from that because you got like, what's that? There's that like reality show which isn't a reality show but it's filmed like a reality show. It's like 90210 but reality based. I can't think of the name of it, but like you kind of got like scripted reality TV.
Yeah.
And then you've got like these ones where like Lizard Lake, where it's meant to be real because they're a real business, but at the same time it's all fake.
Yeah.
And it's blending like lime, but still calling it reality TV. So when you do get kids who are watching it, they're like, oh man, this is crazy, these people's lives. It's like, that's not life.
No, they've made so much... reality TV, when, like you say, it first started, was going to be some straightforward, simple stuff.
I liked the original concept of reality TV.
Yeah, it was like one specific thing, and it was pretty much just good fun and genuine entertainment. And now they've branched out into like, you've got your talent show reality. I say reality TV. You always get the fixing accusations and stuff.
I mean, even like talent show reality TV, I kind of find it kind of insulting.
Yeah.
I think with like talent show stuff.
Yeah.
Because it is one of those things of like, you convincing people that there's one shot.
Yeah.
And it's this reality TV show. And there's these people who are like going on and then just being berated by 3 people.
Yeah.
It's like they may have trained there like their entire life, and you're kind of killing that on
Yeah.
live TV. And people are so willing to be shamed.
For the chance.
For the chance, yeah.
I think there's also the thing of like you always get the accusations of like producers going out and firing people.
Yeah.
To like they're like, okay, we'll bring you in. You take some false criticism, we'll boost your profile a little bit.
Yeah.
But there's, I mean, I guess for some people, any publicity is good.
It's such a strange thing of like it's this weird like self-esteem engine, which they built.
Yeah.
And they're like really pushing people towards, because there's people who just want to do that.
Yeah.
It's like they don't even want to succeed at something. They just want to go on TV and fail.
I think when it first started, you got people who were genuinely interested in the concept of that and trying to make it big through a quick means. But now it's got to a point of everybody's seen the reach those shows have got.
Yeah.
And they'll go on just for the sake of making a fool of themselves.
Yeah.
To make themselves feel, I don't know what they get out of it, to be honest. But
I mean, it's that clamour for fame. Isn't it? It's like, I mean, I've always had that thing of I don't want fame.
Yeah.
I'd always want notoriety.
Yeah.
So it's like, it doesn't matter how famous you are, as long as the people who do know you for the right reason.
Yeah.
Kind of thing. And I think it's that complete opposite of that, of people who just want to be known. Doesn't matter what for, how they get there, just want to be known.
Yeah.
It's like the kid in the playground who'll eat bugs.
Yeah, that was something that always creeped me out.
I mean, you don't like bugs anyway.
No.
But yeah, like it's the one in the playground who will eat bugs because they're so desperate for it.
the attention.
And because the TV shows are telling you that this is normal.
Yeah.
That this is reality, this is how you should live, you should always clamour for the approval of people who've done better than you. And it's like the people who've done better than you got there probably by coincidence.
Yeah, I mean,
it's like there's a lot of hard work, but a lot of it was sheer chance that we're in the right place at the right time.
Yeah. So, I mean, in essence, a lot of people could just follow the same route and hope that eventually something comes along. But too many people now are taking that quick chance at, okay, I'll just do something stupid. It'll get published on like online. Newspapers will put a small piece of. I mean, nowadays some newspapers would make it a full page headline. Like,
I mean, you would. Yeah. I mean, we sit and read the headlines, don't we?
Yeah.
It's like the Daily Star would make that story number 1.
Oh yeah.
I mean, they had a parrot on the cover the other week.
Forget the actual world news that's going on.
What was going on? There was like poisonous eggs in the world, or something else had happened, and then the Star had a heroic parrot.
Yeah. So I mean, I think it was like you've got every politics thing. You got stuff to do with the royals.
Yeah. And
you had a load of stuff that could have been covered, like as actual news story.
And it was just.
And they've taken a full page, front page spread.
I know half of it was football.
That's true.
Some of it was football.
That's true.
But half of it was about a parrot.
Half and half.
I mean, parrots are amazing, but.
But to give it a full page.
Full page when the world is going on.
Yeah. I mean, that parrot must have been pretty special, I guess.
It was heroic, apparently. I mean, but that's the thing. Like, it's just such a strange. I don't know, in a way, an ideal where we have all these rules for television.
Yeah.
In the UK, at least we do. I mean, we've only just started allowing, like, product placement and stuff like that.
Yeah.
In the last few years, that's kind of become, because of reality TV shows and Coca-Cola and stuff like that.
I've always found it amusing when shows do their own parodies of products, though. When they make it so obvious as well. I get that's the point of it, to make it relatable, but changing something so slight. So I've never really totally, and I get this copyright stuff, but totally understood why people wouldn't maybe put that aside just for simple product placement, really.
Why you would stop product placement?
No, why would you not start to, because I get there's going to be some copyright. Surely it's just down to the show whether they are willing to pay the right to have that product featured on their show.
Well, no, I mean the show doesn't pay.
Okay, so would it
essentially product placement works by an advertising company. We'll take Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
They approach a show like Britain's Got Talent, and they say, we want to sponsor your show.
Yeah.
So everyone on that show has to drink Coca-Cola.
Yeah.
And it has to be obvious that it's drinking Coca-Cola.
Yeah, you often see on America's Got Talent, there's a big one for it. They give them the XL cups, and they're all.
It's the same with films. If you watch any James Bond's film, usually there's a Sony product placement in there.
Yeah.
It'll be the phone or something like that.
Yeah.
And the reason it's kind of it's a weird little line, is because if you get a product which isn't necessarily healthy, like Coca-Cola, and then you put it on a major show and everyone's drinking Coca-Cola, it becomes part of the brand.
Yeah.
So like with the people who are clamoring for fame, they'll instantly think, I should buy Coca-Cola. Because that's what my idols drink. I should buy Coca-Cola. It's like, oh, James Bond has that phone. I'm going to go out and buy that phone because then I can be like James Bond.
Yeah.
And that's how like product placing really like drives itself in. Well done product placement is stuff where you don't even realise you've been advertised to.
Yeah.
Like, what was it? Like Logan.
Yeah.
Not Logan. Wolverine Origins. Much worse film. Had product placement in it. But, I mean, obviously it was a cartoon comic book franchise, so that's all like one huge product placement in it. But his look, like his shirt, his leather jacket, his dog tags, they were all essentially just product placements.
Yeah.
Because they were very specific brands.
Yeah.
So people went out and were like, you know what, I really want to look like Hugh Jackman.
Yeah.
So I'm going to go buy that leather jacket.
Even though it costs.
Loads of money, and then everyone started making imitations of that jacket.
Yeah.
Because you need to be able to sell a cheaper version. And it was this kind of like weird product placement. Like, you've never shown the brand, but people have Googled Wolverine's leather jacket.
Yeah, and they want it.
Yeah.
That's smart.
It's because you sell the image. Whereas like with like full-on focused product placement like Coke, where it's like label out.
Yeah.
You know, Budweiser, label out, that kind of thing.
Yeah, all the cheap shots of like a slow zoom in on it.
Yeah, it's really direct. It's like when you get Apple products in things and like they spin the laptop around, there's got an Apple logo on the back.
Yeah.
It's like, it's really subtle, but it's really brand marketed in your face.
Yeah.
And I mean, from my perspective, I find it, again, kind of like, it's one of those things, if you're watching a program for artistic value, and then you're still being advertised to.
Yeah.
So there's no break, really. You don't get that cultural break anymore of going, well, I can just relax.
Yeah.
Because you're like, if I like that laptop, but why do I like that laptop? Is it because it's being marketed to me?
Yeah, I think that's like, often the things you see on TV are going to be the things you want. Like the laptop is a good case for that. So, like, there's going to be a huge variety of laptops and stuff in the market. People are most obviously going to go for what they're familiar with.
Yeah.
So if you've seen something on TV, you're going to go straight to that.
Yeah.
So it's good, like from their business perspective, but from a consumer watching it, just watching for the show, I can see why people would get a little annoyed at just seeing around the cheap.
Like you're saying, it does work the other way around. Like when you watch shows and they have laptops and they always put a sticker over the logo. Yeah. It's because if they haven't got approval, they would have to pay Apple. Yeah. Because they're using their brand to further their show. Yeah. Essentially, that's how they see it. Anyway.
It's immediate when you see the ones that change it to like a pair.
Yeah.
And so.
I find it interesting that like, because I think it's like Big Bang Theory.
Yeah.
Like they cover the Apple logos. Yeah. But they didn't cover the Alienware logo.
Oh, okay.
So it's like, I didn't know whether it was like, is that product placement? Or was it that the Alienware just didn't care that was being advertised to as like the best laptop? So I guess the worry is for a lot of brands is that if someone's using your logo, they're going to damage your brand.
Yeah. And I mean, I think it's a big thing, stuff that goes to the limit and it can try and be a bit edgy. They might not want it in. But I guess sometimes they can't stop it if it's parody, then they've got no real leeway there. There's nothing they can do.
It's a strange... I don't really know where I'd want TV to go. Because it's in like a renaissance at the minute.
Yeah.
A little bit. It's in like a trailing renaissance. Like, obviously Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Mad Men, that kind of stuff kicked it all off.
Yeah.
And then...
Like, they were... I've not seen Mad Men, but it's obviously heavily popular with fans and critics, and Breaking Bad's probably my favourite show ever. Yeah, it's good that they are still making or bringing back shows that really focus on tiny things like that you really see late on come to fruition. So you'll see something in like the first season and 5th episode of Breaking Bad. And then, like, it won't really pay off until, like, 2 seasons later.
You gotta have, like, an elongated burn on things now, which is good. Because that's better writing, essentially. And it kind of, like, broke down to that. I mean, like, Orange is the New Black came out, and that was huge. Yeah. I've still not sat down and watched it just because it's like with everything, like Game of Thrones. Like I'm like 2 episodes into Game of Thrones.
Yeah.
And I've never watched any more. There's just so much to catch up with.
I'm much the same. Like, there's a lot of shows that I'm already engrossed in. I'll watch them on a weekly basis pretty much as soon as they're out. Like, when Better Call Saul comes back, I'll be in that. As soon as it's out, I'm on it.
Yeah.
And that's probably because I was, like, a big fan of Breaking Bad. The thing is, I wasn't a big fan of Breaking Bad while it was that. All the seasons came out, and, I'd always heard mind things in the background, like, this is a great show, and stuff. And then I just saw, like, a double-page spread in the paper about Breaking Bad and breaking it down, like, the components of everything went into the show.
Yeah.
And it being, like, so highly viewed as a finale. I thought, okay, well, I'll see what it's all about. Got a Netflix trial.
Yeah. And
just burned through the show, and it's where it really came about. But I think the thing is, with me, if I'm not already into the show, even if I'll like it and it's recommended to me, I might not get into it straight away.
Okay.
So there's stuff like Game of Thrones. I probably would love that if I got around to watching it. But the thing is, I'm already watching so much TV.
Yeah.
Trying to fit that in with it isn't going to work out too well unless I just drop everything else from my life.
Yeah. I mean, with me and Game of Thrones, it's like, I have the time.
Yeah.
I have loads of free time. I could have TV on in the background.
Yeah.
But in a way, I've kind of grown to dislike that.
Yeah.
Like, it needs to be something where if I'm going to watch TV, I'm going to give it the time of day.
Yeah.
So I'd have to make proper space, which means I'd have to drop something else like you would with your TV.
Yeah.
So I'd have to sit down and watch it, and then like Better Call Saul, I can do all the things with.
Yeah.
But that's because for the first few episodes, I just sat and watched it.
Yeah.
So you've got to kind of give it that introduction time, otherwise you just get bored. I mean, there's so many, like Westworld I want to watch.
That's one of the things where, again, I started watching it like 2 episodes in, and it was interesting.
Yeah.
And I imagine it got even better as it progressed. But the thing is, for me, with a lot of shows, it's either got to be something I've already got a huge interest in, I really wanted to watch, or if I only had a slight interest in, I watch that first episode and I want it to really be something that drives me like, oh man, I need that next episode, let's get straight on.
I mean, I find that's interesting because it's like, with Breaking Bad, a lot of people you speak to, they're like, don't watch season 1 because it's dull, or just burn through season 1 and get into season 2 and 3. And I'm like, season 1 to me is probably the best season.
Yeah, I always enjoyed season 1, like watching how it's like that first episode for me was one great episode that really just made sure that I was stuck with it from that point forward. I wasn't gonna ditch the show. I just liked where it was headed, what it was all about. I liked the season 1 introduction to like everyone.
Yeah, the character development in season 1 is it's fantastic.
I think
because you get to the end of the season and you're just like, even if this ended now, it could go a million and one ways.
Yeah, you like they left it open-ended, but they also made sure that everyone had a path that they'd followed, and you followed it with them.
Yeah.
So it was good. I think if people did skip season 1 Breaking Bad, they'd be missing out on a lot of good stuff.
I think it's interesting though, because I was recently reading through. I was debating rewatching Breaking Bad.
Yeah.
Because why not? I mean, like, as I've just said, I've got loads of time, but for some reason I was like, no, I'll rewatch Breaking Bad. That seems like a good idea.
Yeah.
That seems like a good use of my time. And I was like, the foreshadowing in season 1 for what happens in the last season is kind of incredible.
Yeah, it's amazing, like, and it's credit to the writers for each one that they saw sort of so far ahead.
Yeah.
And they didn't lose track of what had already been done.
Yeah.
Because with a lot of just your average shows, you'll see stuff like, and I'm gonna go with Prison Break as the reference here. I know you've not, but like Prison Break in the first season, even though it's still not like
when they were still in
Bad
prison.
tier, when it started, when it was actual prison and actual
this is
Prison
my
Break.
main problem with Prison Break. It's like after a while they ain't in prison.
Yeah, there's a lot of points where they're not in prison. There's a lot of points where it massively off tracks. And, I mean, you've probably heard when I've discussed it before with Harry, that it goes off on a weird tangent.
How many seasons are there of Prison Break?
6, I think.
Okay. Because, like, with the
5. I think it's 5.
Like, just the starting concept, you sat, like, that's 2 season maximum.
Yeah. Like,
you should end that at season 2.
I mean, they originally ended at season 4.
Right.
So it didn't, like, drag out too much.
Okay.
But it did drag on a little bit. It's like, the first season, everything happened in the first prison, the original plot line.
Yep.
They broke out. Spoiler alert, a little bit late. But,
that's fine.
I
don't think anyone's going to get around to watching Prison Break off the cuff.
Yeah, it might be a few years.
It's a few years
late.
past at the moment.
But then it moves on. It's like eventually they get thrown into like another prison.
Yeah.
And there's other systems and all this other stuff comes into it. And it gets a much bigger plot line to it. And it's like it's moved away from the core. But after season 1, you're really kind of stuck with it. You want to see where the characters go.
Okay.
Come season 5, which was the recent revival season.
Right.
It's like...
Because it needed a revival.
Apparently so. Like, with how season 4 ended, everyone was like, well, that's it then, that's done.
Wait, did season 4 have the awkward moment, which I was talking about?
No, season 5
So they brought it back just to ruin it?
With the season 5 ending, yes, because of that very awkward final scene. Like, the season 4 ending...
Right.
Quite emotional,
Okay.
a little bit vague in some areas, so it does leave you thinking, but it does tie it up overall. But it also did, in fairness, leave it open.
Right.
And they tied that up well in season 5. But it's like, that was quite an emotional ending for the show. And then season 5, they come in and like, turns out, don't worry, main character not dead actually.
Okay.
A little bit of a prank back there. Don't worry about that. Just a prank, bro. And bringing this other guy to try and explain it in a serious way. But there's just so much stuff in season 5 that is poorly written. Like, there was a scene where the main character's son is taken from, like, his back garden. You see him being taken into some bushes.
Yeah.
And you think, oh, someone's kidnapping him. And then when he reappears without sort of explanation, he's acting a little bit weird. And you think, oh, has someone done something to him? What's happened? And then, like, as the episodes go on, there's no payoff for it. There's no explanation for the scene. And like, you had to rely on fan forums trying to say, oh, don't worry, it was a dream sequence. It didn't actually happen.
Okay.
He was just... It's like, you shouldn't have to rely on that kind of thing.
I mean, that is bad writing, because that's one of my major problems with, like, the Harry Potter series.
Yeah.
Like, I read Harry Potter 1 through 3.
Yeah.
And I didn't read the rest. I started reading 4, got bored.
Yeah.
Like, first chapter in. I did not like the first chapter of 4. But, like, I watched the films.
Yeah.
With my ex, and it was just like, there's so many questions posed in the films which can't be answered by the films.
Yeah.
You get so many fans who say, oh, just read the books. Like, I shouldn't have to read the book.
Yeah. I get that they're, like, trying to create, an, like, entwined universe.
Yeah.
And people have to go looking for the answer. But, again, if you're looking at films that should be... I do really love the Harry Potter films.
Yeah.
But if you're looking at them, they should answer all the questions that are posed within the film.
Unless you're starting with something like Lost.
Yeah.
Which was like, it was created as a kind of like an experiment, essentially. Of like where they throw things in and then you could go research those things.
Yeah.
Like, I think there's a company mentioned in Lost, I've not seen like the entire thing, but it's like there's a company mentioned, you can go to that website.
Yeah.
And you can find like the clock, which is in Lost. It's on this website.
Oh, okay.
There's all this extra, it's kind of like Blair Witch Project.
Yeah.
They put loads of fake articles online.
Yeah.
They produce like some backstories, wiki pages, all this kind of stuff. So you could go out and answer the question more as like an interaction thing. But with something like a franchise like Harry Potter, like you've got all the base material, so you could just choose to omit things to make it more clarified within your film. And yeah, they didn't.
Yeah, it's a way. I think with Harry Potter films being sort of shown again recently, they're often shown on like ITV and stuff.
Oh, ITV love showing Harry Potter.
Yeah, so like the amount of times. Because of the amount of times it's on, you rewatch it, and the more and more you watch it, the more and more you pick up.
Yeah,
like,
the more and more questions you have about things. You're like, why isn't he doing this? What is this? What?
Yeah, But I think I don't mind shows that are badly written. Like, I'm not looking to pick plot holes out and things. Sometimes they're just glaringly obvious.
That is the annoying. I think my degree doesn't help. Because I did film and photography.
Yeah,
so
for you
kind of
like,
see them
see
without even trying.
But yeah.
Yeah, and you kind of like say what it's like. A lot of my problem with TV is like you can see the story as it will progress.
Yeah,
You
I
can
think
already
that's why
recognise the arc before it's even occurred.
you really got to look at if you're in that position. You got to look at the shows like Breaking Bad and Game of Thrones that often get praised for being so well written.
Yeah.
That you can't pick them apart as much because you know there's going to be payoff.
Yeah, I mean, so there's a question for you then. Right, so I know you like enjoy pitching things.
Yeah.
So you got to write a TV show.
You know, we are within time constraints, so
I know.
my pitch
we've got a good like 15, 20 minutes.
My pitches go notoriously long.
Well, we'll make it. We'll keep it succinct. We'll say that it's got to be like a 2-season thing, so you can't go like huge with this.
Okay.
But your initial pitch, if you could make like a TV show about anything, not reality TV.
Oh, no.
Gotta be drama.
There goes the dream.
Where would you start? Because like, I mean, that's the thing. Like, I watch barely any TV, but I write a lot of script ideas.
Yeah.
Because of what I did.
Okay.
So I've always got an idea.
Yeah.
But I'm curious, from someone who works so broadly with your TV watching range, if you were to make something for you, for TV, what would you make?
It's put me in a weird position, like, because like you said, now, like, I'm not in a position of like writing stuff regular or coming up with.
No.
I do come up with some ideas and then just like forget about them. But just from a watching so much TV perspective, and then having to kind of pitch a show that appeals to me.
I mean, all you got to really think is, what do you think TV's missing right now?
That's the thing. I'm not sure what it is. I've watched so much.
You know, you've got like your favorite bits from shows.
Yeah.
You think, right? What would I really want to see? It's like if you kind of like, because I know you like SpongeBob.
Yeah.
And
SpongeBob
you got like
UK number one quiz of 2016-2017 for the month of May.
That's how we should have introduced you. An hour in, and we just got your title. I'll just cut that back, and then it'll make no sense at the beginning.
We'll do a little bit of
like,
editing.
so you got that. So it's like, do you want to make an animated flick? Would you want to make a drama?
I think I'm quite big on the animation. I like animation and comedy. It's a market that's already full, I think, but it's one that you can do gaps in. Like, I know there's going to be always some overlap. Like, obviously, The Simpsons being so as old as it is and coming out when it did, everything seems to like pick from The Simpsons.
Yeah.
For like Family Guy did it. South Park did, obviously The Simpsons did an episode.
Yeah.
And now, even though I want to watch it and I've not watched it, Rick and Morty seems to be quite popular, and that seems to be fairly original.
Yes, it is.
So
still, I mean, everything. Yeah, it's like it's impossible not to take inspiration. Yeah, but yeah, it's as a concept, it's like it's Futurama style. It's new. So yeah,
and I think I don't know what is missing from the market, really.
Okay.
That's the thing, because if you look just at the genres as a whole, you've got your heavy dramas, like you've got period dramas, action stuff. Mm-hmm. You've got a lot of comedy stuff out there. In my opinion, maybe bring back some of the old style, like comedies that you had, that were at the time were probably fine, but now a lot of people would see as like pushing the limit a little bit in terms of.
So you mean like Fawlty Towers? That kind
that kind of stuff, like the older comedy style stuff.
Okay, so like it's sitcom really into it.
Yeah.
Well, what's developed into sitcom?
Yeah. I think you do like a hybrid of you got your new sitcom stuff where all the time everything, Not Going Out, for example. That's one I quite like with Lee Mack, and that's got its own like full plot, and then occasionally you'll get the one-liners, but you'll also get the jokes in that. And then in older sitcoms, you often have sort of bits that, even though the thing with sitcoms is that they are individual, like to each episode, some did have kind of a flowing theme throughout. I think maybe I'd go for something that had like your classic one-liners, your relatable characters, but something that has a flowing theme and eventually has a payoff. Okay. It's like a sitcom, but written as a real heavy show.
Okay, so like a drama arc to it, like story arc.
Yeah, kind of.
With comedy.
So you've got like a real story arc throughout, but you've also got regular comedy elements.
But its main focus is to make you laugh.
Yeah.
As a like a thing.
Yeah.
Okay, I can get that.
I guess Friends had that in a way. That had
that started as like a kind of an individual thing.
Yeah,
and then it developed over time.
Yeah, I think because of the popularity they did.
Yeah. I mean, Scrubs tried it in a way. Because it really, like, everyone talks about Scrubs, but like there was no big story arc.
Yeah.
It was just JD becoming a doctor. That was the basic premise of the entire thing and following him through his doctor career. There was no, like, end point to it.
Yeah.
Apart from maybe him finding love.
Okay.
Like, at the end of it. But, yeah, I mean, you're looking down that line of, like, America sitcom type thing. Do you think you'd want it to be more like American? Or?
I think I like both styles. I think if you can try and mix the American British sitcom styles together, even though it'd be quite odd because they are quite different. How they approach things. But I think
one of the main things is how they're shot.
Yeah,
like, that's a heavy difference.
Yeah.
Because America used a lot of like sound stages and everything's very boldly lit, regardless of content. Whereas like UK shows, they still try and put in a bit of atmosphere. Yeah. Or they'll shoot in unusual locations, or they use like an actual house to shoot in.
Yeah, I think that was one. Like, if you look at your American sitcoms, it's often like in areas that, even though, because Friends, obviously Central Perk's a big location. You got all the famous locations from Friends. I think they, even though they're quite common things, they were also so distinct.
Yeah.
So they
a lot of detail to
them. Yeah. It did seem like, as you say, like a full stage kind of deal. But when you looked at something like Only Fools and Horses, the apartment there looked probably pretty common for the time.
Yeah.
Everything looked quite common, like the pub was pretty much your average pub at the time, I guess. So
I think what made Fools and Horses interesting was like they obviously did that thing where every week there'd be a different like item in the apartment, which is like cluttering up the place. Yeah. And then with like the pub, it was the extras. Yeah. The amount of like background characters they threw into that was really developed, which you just don't get in American sitcoms. No. You have like your core characters, but everyone else is just like they're just painting like on the wall essentially.
Yeah. I think because when you have like extras in the American sitcoms, you know for a fact they're just paid extras, just sit there and everything. One of the things I think Phoenix Nights and a lot of Peter Kay's comedy shows do well. Right. Often he'd apparently bring in actual people, not paid extras, but just invite them to be part of the thing. Okay. So with Phoenix Nights, he'd invite them along, or people would be asked if they'd want to come along to like a cabaret thing at the club. Yeah. And then you'd actually see real people's reactions to the whole.
So there's a bit of sincerity to it all.
Yeah.
Which kind of made it.
So like there's a lot of famous scenes you'll see like repeat faces, because I think eventually you did see these real people coming down and actually getting involved and having a few drinks and enjoying the evening. So they'd have real reactions to it.
I think that's kind of nice. I think for someone we have very different watching habits. Yeah. So I don't want to like pinhole you into a corner of you watch crap.
No, I think I want like.
But I think it's nice that you have this broad range. Yet you'd like to see something, in a way, quite sincere as a program, even though it was like comedy based.
Yeah,
but something like, with a depth to it.
You've got to have something that like brings smiles to people's faces. Yeah. But at the same time, it's going somewhere. It's not just giving you laughs for the sake of it. Yeah. It's not just got random episodes. It's like a rinse and repeat, and eventually you get to a point of what do we do now? Yeah. Pulled all the ideas, the Simpsons kind of deal. Yeah. So I want something that goes somewhere, that kind of thing.
Which doesn't insult the viewer in a way.
No. Yeah. Like, I think something that you can sort of make fun of the show, make fun of its viewers, but it doesn't like insult them. It brings them in and makes them feel like they are sort of part of the show, like they're involved.
I can appreciate that. I quite like that. I think that's a good point to end on as well. Yeah. It's like a message for TV and the people out there making TV.
TV?
Listen, this is your core audience.
This is me right here. I've got
watches everything.
Literally everything that's ever been on.
And I'm picky. And I'd watch that.
Thank you.
You know, if there was a comedy with some depth, I'd watch that. So yeah.
So that's the TV. I've also got 2 films in the works.
Yeah, we ain't got time for that.
Monsters Inc. with only 3 characters.
That's a whole other podcast.
That's
how to pitch Monsters Inc. with 3 characters.
Tune in for part 2.
Your other entitled film. But thank you for coming either way, Nate.
That's okay.
Meme extraordinaire and connoisseur.
Also, the UK's #1 SpongeBob quizzer for May 2016 and 2017. Just going to put that out there
That's
again.
Something to remember. And we shall talk to you guys later.
One thing I will say is, like, the podcast, we started Alaskan Bush People style.
We did.
Name drop Noah. Went off on poor audience here, left on a cliffhanger. Like, what does Noah do? Where does the show go?
Go watch Alaskan Bush. There's some product placement for you.
I've managed to
just slid that in there of Alaskan Bush People, which is not a porno, but may have bear porn involved.
Not discreet product placement.
No.
But
yeah.
Successful, I'd hope.
Someone's got to pay for this sale. But yeah, thanks for coming either way, Nath. And,
That's okay.
We'll talk to you guys later.